Hi, I'm Brian Bond, and I am a project manager. I've got 21 years of IT experience. I am a project management professional. I have a risk management professional, and I have a master's in business administration as well. Today, I want to talk to you about the project charter. One of the things that came up in my work this week was how a lot of the projects didn't have a project charter, and so I want to talk about the importance of the project charter. Basically, the project charter is what kicks off the project. So the project charter lists why you're doing the project, what you're trying to achieve, your goals. It shows who's involved in the project. It shows who your project sponsor is, the person that pays for the project, the person that is ultimately responsible for delivering the value. Shows what constraints and risk we need to consider. Without any clear answers to these questions, we really don't know what we're doing on the project. So it's if we don't have that in mind, we're going to have scope creep that comes up. We're going to have not aligned stakeholders. People are not going to know what they're supposed to be doing. So the project charter establishes clear purposes and objectives. It aligns stakeholders early in the project. If we don't know where we're going, we don't know how we're going to get there. So it also defines the authority and ownership. Like I said, the project sponsor has to approve the charter. So we have to make sure that everything goes through them. It's going to be used for change control. It's going to be used for anything that happens. It prevents scope creep. We know what our target is. We know what we're doing. We also know what we're not doing. That's defined in there as well. The key components of the project charter are the project purpose, the business case, why we're doing the project, the objectives, the success criteria. What's success going to look like? What's the definition of done? It'll contain the high level scope. At this point, we haven't gone through and figured everything out. So it'll have the high level scope. It'll have who the key stakeholders are, who this affects, who uses a product, who manages a product, who the customers are. It'll contain the roles and responsibilities, who's responsible for what. And this is all high level at this point. More will be defined as we get into the project. It'll have a high level timeline with milestones. It'll have risk assumptions and any constraints. So this is all going to be high level at this point. Through progressive elaboration, we'll define more as we get into it. One of the things to avoid is to use this as kind of a checkbox exercise. We want to really make sure that we're doing our due diligence here. We don't want to overload it with detail at this point. It is high level, and we don't want to skip any stakeholder input. We want to make sure that we're including everybody that is supposed to be doing. We want to include everybody that has a stake in the project. We want to make sure everybody's involved that needs to be involved. Strong project charter, it isn't just documentation. It's a strategic tool to ensure that we have alignment for our project.